This is the first days. We moved in together the day after the first day of summer. We carried box after box up our stairs and stacked them against the bare walls of our new old apartment. We made the place ours, filling empty closets with clothes, filling blank shelves with books and knickknacks, mingling yours with mine. I remember the slow process of unpacking, one by one, delicately as an archaeologist delivering mysteries from the earth. You lifted items from your boxes and reflected. I remember you unwrapping a replica of Degas' Little Dancer, which your father gave you before he left. Your fingers loosened her newspaper bandages, while you told how she came by her chipped chin. Box by box for a week like this, we shared the intimate histories of our things. Summer rolled on, and our new life came together as easily as if we had dreamed it. I remember the incredible ease of Sunday mornings we didn't work. I remember the crisp symmetry of waffles forked from my mother's old iron griddle, battered yet dutiful after decades of breakfast. I remember the texture of Talavera mugs, dimpled and full of fresh, dark coffee. I remember fireworks blooming over the harbor in sparkling cyan, lemon white, kiss red. Their explosions lit the sky around us, flashing over the streets and alleys and illuminating the beach below the cliffs. From our balcony, we watched with mouths agape, gasping like kids with each bright burst. I remember coming home from work early one evening on a Saturday in late July. I tiptoed up the stairs to sneak up on you. Instead, I found you sprawled in the middle of the living room, asleep in the warm, drowsing light. Curled beside you, your cat picked her head up and yawned, slunk over to me, and the two of us left you napping. Later, you woke to the pop of a cork in a purpling sky. You called my name like a question mark and wandered toward the sound. You found me with the cat in my lap on the balcony, reading a book of stories, waiting with 2 cups of red wine and a head full of fine ideas about what to do with our delicious night. I remember the smothering heat of August and the utter incompetence of our ceiling fan. I remember throwing open every window in our apartment, heaping curses on the heads of our landlords, on the crazy hearts of lunatic neighbors, on the mosquitoes that buzzed in our ears and fattened themselves on our blood. Those sleepless nights we sweated in bed next to each other beneath a single sheet, talking softly in the dark about 1,000 things, about how certain we were of our special luck, of being different from everyone and everything we knew. I remember the breeze that rescued us each night for a week in September. It blew in from Catalina, over the breakwater, and swept up the few short blocks from the harbor. It whispered through plants we'd potted on the balcony and wound its way into our living room. I remember the enormous eucalyptus outside our kitchen window swaying in the twilight. I remember the surprise of its 1,000,000 pink blossoms, which arrived one morning and stuck around for a month, maybe more. I remember the first real meal we cooked on our new old stove. The two of us danced clumsily around each other with wooden spoon and steaming colander. I remember the scent of basil pungent on our fingertips and burning bread before breaking it. And I remember dessert, a tart mango sorbet thawing on the counter as our bodies pressed into one another against the fridge. I remember the thrub of our fingers as they pushed through tiny magnets, parting clusters of silly poems left by friends and spilling them onto the floor. I remember us afterwards, collapsed in our little kitchen, backs against the cool surface of lacquered cabinetry, the flesh of our bottoms on the linoleum, grinning under heavy eyelids as we picked up fallen words. Matter, simple, with, vision, almost, are, under, orange, euphony. Even now, I remember the sound of your voice when you asked me what that word meant, euphony. You said you hadn't heard it before. I said, I was sure you had. Again, you asked what it meant, but I asked you to repeat your question, begged you just to keep speaking. I wanted to make you understand the word the way I understood it. You asked a third time, then a fourth. Then your voice lost its lilt. So I told you what I knew. It was something like harmony, which reminded you of that tiny town up the coast we stopped into once. And with a laugh as bright as a ring of keys tossed into the air, you drifted back to the fat white Maine Coon asleep behind the creamery window, back to the charm of an old red pickup rusting in tall grass. When you spoke, the lilt returned and lifted your voice like a dream. I hear it now, still ringing in my ears.